In the starting of the drama, we see Shabby here, who works as a staff here to help in the model shoots. And here, seeing the models, she only asks for one thing, that I wish I was as beautiful as them. In the meantime, Chan comes here, after which he and Chan go out and start talking. And here Shabby starts crying, because now she is 30 years old here. And in her entire lifetime, neither has any boy given her a love letter, nor has he come here and proposed to her just because of her weight. And here she is crying about these things. The moon says, look, what can you do now? But today you know, today is a universal day, where whatever wish you ask for from the breaking star will really be bad. Shabby says with a smile, don't say anything, nothing like that happens. He says, ask for a wish and see. Who knows, it will really come true. And here that wish will be fulfilled that I wish. If she goes here again at the time when she is in school, then she will take care of her weight 100% and will not be fat at all. After that, she knows that all this will not be true. But as soon as she opens her eyes, she is not in that park. That is, she was not in this garden, but at home, which looks the same as if she used to stay in that house during her school days. And as soon as she sees herself in the mirror, she gets shocked. And as soon as she looks at the calendar on the desk, she understands that her wish has been fulfilled. But as a student, she has to study here, where she starts studying and doing assignments. Then she thinks, I wish I knew that this wish would really be fulfilled. Then I wouldn't have wished for school days here. Rather, she would have asked for something else. Now, as a student, I would have to study everything again, revise everything, and I would have to give exams as well. After which, she remembers her school crush, whose name here is Han. And she has already liked Han a long time ago. Although she knew the truth that even if she goes and proposes to Han here, he will not say yes to her. But still, she dared to come here and told him at that time that I agree that you will not say yes to me. But if I don't tell you today that I like you, then I will regret it for the rest of my life. Han also compliments her that you are a brave person, but he doesn't say yes to her. After this, we come back to present, where she makes sure that she doesn't make Han her own. After which, she goes to her school the next day. And here she is telling the boy that he is the same boy who he used to bully her a lot about her fats and looks. But this time it seems that no one will be able to say anything to her. Meanwhile, her attention goes to Zhao, where Zhao distributes answer papers to everyone after exams. And here he also praises Shabby that you have improved a lot. Shabby starts blushing when she hears this praise. And as soon as her hand goes inside her desk, she notices some letters here, which are love letters. As soon as she opens one letter here, there was a person in it, whose name was only written here as a symbol of her name. Then he would have thought that this is not even anyone's nickname. Then who can write this? Anyway, after this, she goes back home. Then she has only one aim, that she will score better in her studies so that she can go to the same institute as Rayhan. As soon as she leaves, her classmate comes here, who was expressing his feelings by giving him a love letter. Shabby gets surprised to see him, that why he is expressing his feelings, because he knew very well that in his past life, this person was bullying him and he used to hate him a lot. After this, she is looking at her final results, where she scored well. So here she was thinking about which field she will go in, and she remembers Chan here, because she is also in the fashion designing field. She was asking Chan here that how are you in this field? She says, I just felt like it, so I came. But Jabi wants that her reason should not be like this. She will go in the field that she likes very much. After which she goes to her university. And here she wants to make sure that in a week, she will make Rohan her own. So her first task is that if they spend more time together, they will get closer. Jabi says to Rohan that I don't know anything about computers here. Han starts saying that it's okay, you'll learn it yourself slowly. He says that if you do it slowly, you'll spend the whole year. One thing is that I only know you here. Han says that understand everything. Don't worry. I feel good here that I will be able to help you. And here she clears step 1 very easily. After that, there is a second step here. Increase that time even more, where Han comes to help him with his storage. So she says thank you to him, but doesn't let him go back home. She goes with him for lunch. In this way, the step loop is also cleared and it's time for step 3, which is the final step. Meanwhile, he gets a text from Han, who was calling him under the building in the evening. So she leaves, where Han expresses his feelings that he has liked Shabby since school time. Shabby gets very happy to hear this. She gets butterflies in her stomach. And here she says yes to Han, so from now on, her dating era begins. After which her dating life was going very well. But a few years later, Han himself breaks up with her. Because Han's internship was about to start here, and here he breaks up with her. He says that now you have grown up, you should focus on your future here. After which the poor girl was in pain every day. But here, she used to make her and her own doodle and sketches again and again so that she could succeed in forgetting it. Meanwhile, she posts her doodle novel online, where there is a person named Nanaikar, who was a very famous scriptwriter. And here he is the king of the world of novels. And here he liked this script of Shabby a lot. Then, as a doodle artist, he was telling her to work here. Shabby happily said yes to him, and here she is even happier, because here she thought that Chan would still work here. So here she goes to give an interview in this company. But here she goes to the wrong room by mistake. And as soon as she asks about Chan, she doesn't know anything about him here, where she gets sad. And here she was remembering her past life, that whenever Shabby used to cry here, Chan used to be with her all the time. He used to support her. He used to console her and give her comfort. And not only that, even if someone shouted at Shabby, he shouted at Shabby very loudly so that Shabby herself would start laughing. Then we come back to the present match, where we miss Chan and get lost. After which Shabby goes to her small reunion. She thinks that maybe Chan can come here. After which they were saying that Chan, just then, Han arrives, and he's brought his girlfriend with him. Seeing this, Shabby is reminded of the time Han got married. And the girl he married turns out to be the very same one he's brought along today. Then there Han being introduced his girlfriend, Shea there, every look happy, but Shabby is not happy. And there Sharia also noticed what's going on. Just when Hen goes to take in dish for her, Shabby immediately turned the table, then she took for herself, where everyone was able to notice all these things. After that, when they go, then the girl is going alone by trekking, where she sees a person from behind like the Chan, so she goes to that person. But she has an ankle twist, so she was about to fall. But here the masked man catches her, and Shabby feels that maybe he is the Chan, and it really could be that maybe he is the Chan. After that, next day, she was thinking that now I understand all the feelings that how it feels as a good-looking and skinny person. What I couldn't get here in my previous life, I am getting everything here. I am getting love letters. I have dated a boy, although he didn't come of any use after the date. But what can we do? At least I experienced all those things that I was not able to do in my past life. And then, a Chan starts coming from behind, where Shabby screams to God and says that if I get another chance, then I will not spoil the relationship between me and Chan at all. Just then, Chan appears from the shadows, hears everything, and starts to walk away. And as she sees him leave, she runs toward him. But before she can even touch his hand, she wakes up from the dream. It was all just a dream. Yet even after everything, Shabby finds herself pulled back into that world once again, the world where she's back in school once more. And just like before, Han is here too, and so is Shia, the girl who used to sit next to him. This time, Shabby is determined. She wants to make sure that Shia and Han stay far away from each other. She won't let the past repeat itself. And just like before, she starts getting love letters under her desk. Mysterious, sweet, anonymous. One of them is signed by a person simply known as. Meanwhile, a memory suddenly flashes in Shabby's mind, a lottery number. This was the time when that particular number had won a huge prize. Without wasting a second, Shabby uses her knowledge from the future and wins the lottery. She finally gets to live the luxurious life she always dreamed of, traveling the world in peace, freedom, and style. Eventually, she returns to university. Now, with confidence and wealth by her side, she thinks to herself, now let's see. Han will finally see that I'm better than her. He won't leave me this time. But just then, Han approaches her with serious eyes and says, I'm going abroad to study. Shabby is stunned. Why? Why do you have to go abroad? Han sighs and replies, since you came back from abroad, your level has completely changed. Honestly, I don't think we're compatible anymore. So until I return, I think we should pause this, whatever we have. Shabby, heartbroken, but still hopeful, thinks, it's okay. I'll wait. I've waited this long already. I can wait a little more. Years pass. Han still hasn't returned. Shabby, now living in her own house, continues building her career. She uploads new photos online, updates her followers, and lives a life that seems perfect on the outside. But even with everything she's achieved, something still feels missing. She starts drinking, not because she's weak, but because she feels incomplete. One day, she heads to her company. As she walks through the hallway, she overhears staff gossiping. They're talking about someone, Nana, the famous scriptwriter and doodle artist, a true legend in the industry. Shabby immediately perks up and asks, Nana? What about him? One of them replies, Oh, you didn't know. He's back. He just returned from abroad. He is going to join this company soon. Shabby is very happy because she will finally meet her online friend in person. After that, she sees Nanaikar and realizes that he doesn't recognize her. When she approaches him and gives him a hug, Nanaikar jokingly tells all the staff, Wow, all the employees here are so bold. Shabby understands that Nanaikar doesn't know who she is, but that doesn't matter. She decides to introduce herself as his biggest fan. Slowly, she starts telling him everything, how much she admires his work. She praises his books and says, I am truly your greatest fan in the world. Nanaikar smiles and says, You even know my real name? Maybe you really could be my close friend. If you're free, you can join this meeting. The endless meeting begins. By the evening, when the meeting finally ends, Shabby invites Nanaikar to go for a walk with her. But instead of walking, they end up sitting and drinking together like old friends. While she is drinking, Shabby gets a text from Han asking what she's doing. She takes out a photo of Nanaikar's group and sends it to Han. Han replies, Guess who I met at the airport today? It's none other than Shia. Shia sends them a photo of the two of them together. Shabby feels angry and jealous again, just like before, and tears start welling up in her eyes. She asks Han, What's going on with you? Then Shabby tells him, No matter what I do, no matter how hard I try to turn the world upside down or to separate you and Shia, the universe always finds a way to bring you two together, leaving me as the third wheel with no importance at all. After this, she starts screaming and crying bitterly. It's sad to say, but at midnight, Nanaikar starts shouting at her to snap out of it. Shabby begins laughing through her tears, and Nanaikar tries his best to make her forget her pain and clear her mind. Nanaikar tries to lighten the mood and talks to Shabby gently and slowly. After that, Shabby tries to go home and sleep, but she just can't fall asleep. This time, her sleeplessness isn't because of Han, but because of Nanaikar. She keeps remembering his face, his words, and his actions over and over again. She tries to convince herself that Nanaikar and she are just friends, nothing more. When she goes to the company the next day, she smiles at Nanaikar. But as soon as she leaves her study room, she asks herself, Since when did I start finding Nanaikar so handsome? What's happening to me? We're just friends. She slaps herself to snap out of her thoughts and refuses to let her imagination run wild. Then she leaves the office. Nanaikar notices someone leaving, but isn't sure if it was Shabby or someone else. He asks his staff about it. The staff shrugs and says, What can it be? These days there's a lot of storm and wind. It must have been a misunderstanding. Later, Shabby sits at her desk, still thinking about Nanaikar. Suddenly, she gets a text from Gitamiya saying there's a surprise for her. Nanaikar has returned to the company and has come to surprise her. After that, they go to a cafe, and Han starts telling her, Remember before I went abroad, what I told you? That I would go, become someone worthy of you. Look, I've become a better person and even got a job at a great company. Now the time has come for us to live together. Shabby says yes, but inside, she doesn't understand what's really going on. If Han has already proposed to Shia, what does it mean to live together now? Shabby has been confused for a long time. Everything seems to be settling down, but why isn't Han happy? The next day, Shabby is invited to the school reunion, and she agrees to go. At the reunion, many of their old classmates gather, and to their surprise, a large number of Russians also show up. Shabby goes and sits next to John, asking him, What are you doing here? He replies, Why not? I was a student too, so why can't I come? She says, "It's not like that, but didn't you get a letter to go to Africa? You must have rejected it, right?" They start talking a lot after that. Shabby feels irritated, wondering where Shia gets so much influence, and that too to talk to John. Then Han sees her and takes a wedding ring out of his pocket. In front of everyone, he proposes to her. Xiaobi is surprised and completely confused. Suddenly, memories of their past life flash before her, when she and Xian used to sit here, drink at night, and share their dreams. Xian had asked Xiaobi, "What do you want in the future?" Xiaobi replied, "I can't expect much from myself, but I would love if our bond remains strong. We should always sit together and talk so there's a little light in our lives." Xian even gave her a ring to wear. Then, the scene jumps a few years ahead, showing them living together. Han, as usual, is playing games on his phone, while Shabby works hard in the kitchen cooking food. Slowly, Han starts treating her like a maid, paying less attention to her feelings. When Shabby says she's going out, he doesn't even care. After that, we see Shabby back at the same place, in the same clothes and with the same lottery ticket, where she is thinking that now I'm going to get married to Han. Han has also proposed to me, all that has been recorded in me. But still, why am I not happy here? Is it that I don't like Chan in place of Han? And there is so much Chan here that both of them start saying that I don't like you at all. But before they could say anything, the star breaks once again, and Shabby comes back to the starting loop where she wakes up from sleep. And all this is not a dream, but a reality where Shabby was given different opportunities. After which, before waking up, she writes her lottery number first so that she does not forget. After which, she wins that lot. There are two people living here, both hiding their faces. One is Shabby, and the other is someone else. After this, Shabby goes out looking for Chan. She asks her grandmother about him. Grandma says, "He goes to school with my son." Shabby thinks, "This is my school, but I've never heard anything about Chan before." Later, she walks around the school, confused by the many classrooms. How will I know which class Chan is in? Then Anita sees Chan standing nearby. Chan looks at Shabby and smiles, but she quickly avoids him and leaves. As she passes the staff room, she thinks, why not ask a teacher? Maybe I can find Chan sooner that way. She goes inside and tells the teacher, "There's a book left on my study table with Chan Nainakar's name on it. Can you tell me which classroom he is in?" The teacher checks and replies, "Yes, he was in our school, but he was transferred to another school 2 days ago." Shabby feels sad but asks, "Which class was he in before?" When the teacher tells her, Shabby is surprised that Chan's class was right next to hers. Despite this, Shabby still doesn't know much about Chan. She sits in her classroom and looks through all the love letters she has received, but none are from that mysterious anonymous person. Later, she asks a classmate about Chan. The classmate says, "Chan is very mysterious. I've heard that people bully him a lot here. But it's unclear. Some say he is bullied, others say he's the bully, and no one dares to cross him by accident." Shabby herself is confused whether this is rumor or truth. She sighs and says, "Forget it. One day I'll find out more about the moon. First, I'll pass these exams, then go to university, and maybe we'll even attend the same university." Just then, a delivery person arrives with flowers for her. Shabby didn't even know who had sent the flowers to her. Then she remembered a conversation she had with Chan. When she asked him which university he was attending, Chan replied that he had gone to Jishan University. Shabby had only one question. "Do they have good food in the canteen there?" Chan laughed and said, "Why are you asking about the canteen instead of studies? It seems food matters more to you than your education." Shabby started laughing too. Coincidentally, she herself was going to Tsinghua University for military campus training, which was scheduled for that very day. She began searching for her training spot, and when she found it, she happily approached Chan. But she wondered how Chan even knew about her. She introduced herself to Chan, saying, "I know you don't really know me. I was in your class, though I didn't really know you either. But I later found out you were in the class next to mine." As Shabby kept talking, she suddenly remembered that the professors would be arriving soon to begin training, so she asked Chan to get to his place. That evening, while they were out, Chan asked Shabby why she had chosen this college. Shabby thought, "I chose this for you," but instead lied. "Actually, a friend of mine was going to come here, so I decided to come too." Chan immediately asked about that friend. Shabby replied, "Who knows?" That friend was supposed to come, but rarely showed up at school and didn't get admitted here. Chan said, "I've come here to live alone. You don't know how hard it is." Just then, a girl who was very close to Chan arrived. "Chanki, let me introduce you to my girlfriend, Yulin." Shabby was surprised to see Chanki's girlfriend. Later, Chan and Yulin were having lunch together in the cafeteria. Yulin looked angry and said, "I don't get it. You should study with me in group study, but you're making a group with Shabby. Change your application name right now." Yulin demanded, "Or just add me to this group." Chan replied, "That's not possible. There's a limit to how many members can be in a group. Besides, I already submitted my applications." Yulin insisted, "What's the big deal? I'm your girlfriend. You can change things for me." But Chan didn't respond. Frustrated, Yulin snapped, "Enough is enough. Either you choose Shabby or me." When Chan stayed silent, Yulin got angry again. Later, Shabby and Chan were walking around as usual, joking and talking like old pirates. Shabby suddenly asked, "If you got a chance to live your life again, in reverse, what would you do?" Chan smiled and said, "First, I'd remember my lottery ticket and win the prize. Then I'd finally do everything I was supposed to do a long time ago." He added, "Oh, and I broke up." Hearing that, Shabby felt happy, but at the same time, she seemed to feel bad for him. They stopped by a convenience store, and Shabby said, "Look, you just broke up today, right? You can eat whatever you want. Don't worry about gaining weight, but don't overdo it. If you get too fat, people won't support you." Chan looked confused. Shabby explained, "I used to be really overweight. Back then, no one noticed me. Nobody cared. Everyone avoided me. I couldn't even go out alone with friends." Chan shook his head. Shabby smiled and said, "If you haven't experienced that, it's okay. We'll do it now." Then, taking his hand, she led him to her university. "I have the keys to the doors here," Shabby whispered. "But if anyone finds out," John whispered, "we'll go inside quietly and come out quietly." Then they headed toward the swimming pool. Shabby warned, "If you get out of the pool, you'll be tired. And if the watchman shows up, you won't be able to run fast." John chuckled. "Why do you worry so much? Stop thinking negatively and open your mind." After a moment, John called Shabby to join him in the pool. But just then, the watchman appeared. Panicked, they started running, trying to escape. They dashed into the staff room and hid. The guard was still searching around. In the tense silence, they noticed their necklaces. Both were almost identical, and somehow their chains got tangled together. Suddenly, by accident, their lips brushed against each other. Shabby's face flushed bright red. Later, back at home, she kept replaying that moment in her mind, feeling both embarrassed and confused. She realized that every time she found herself in this loop, she always wore this necklace around her neck, even in her past life. But she had no memory of where it came from or who gave it to her. She kept checking her phone for a message from John, but there was nothing. Talking to herself, she heard her inner devil teasing her. "Why don't you just text him? You two have started dating, haven't you?" Shabby protested, "We're not dating. He hasn't even proposed." The devil grinned. "What difference does a proposal make? You two already kissed. That means you're basically dating." Shabby sighed and didn't argue further. She made excuses for John. Maybe he was tired, resting, sleeping, or sick. Eventually, she fell asleep. When she woke up, a message from John popped up inviting her to lunch the next day. Shabby's heart raced. She wondered if things would be awkward between them now. At lunch, as a polite gesture, they kept serving each other food, not just once, but again and again until they were completely full. Shabby smiled and said softly, "Eat well." Aside from that, they didn't talk much. After lunch, back on campus, they noticed a couple walking closely together. To break the silence, John finally said, "Whatever happened between us last night, it was just a mistake." Xiaomi said softly, "That's right, so please forgive me." Chan smiled and replied, "Why are you apologizing? We both made mistakes. There's nothing to apologize for." He continued, "Besides, we've been such good friends. I promise I'll always be a good friend to you." Xiaomi's heart sank a little. She had hoped for more than friendship, but hearing him say, "good friend," was all she got. At the same time, Chan was hoping Shabby would say something more, but she stayed quiet, so they both agreed to just be best friends. Shabby thought to herself, Maybe in destiny, we're meant to be just best friends, nothing more. A few years later, Chan arrived at Shabby's office. While dancing awkwardly with some colleagues, he told Shabby, "My job's done." Shabby giggled and playfully bumped into him as they danced. Another few years passed. Shabby brought Chan home to introduce him to her parents as her best friend. Her uncle and auntie exchanged joyful looks and gestures after seeing Chan. Curious, Shabby asked, "Why are you all so happy?" Her aunt smiled. "Oh, we understand what just friends really means." Shabby insisted, "We are just friends, nothing more. We've been like this for over a year." Chan thought quietly. "Looks like it's truly written in our destiny to just be friends." Then, Shabby received an invitation to Hans and Tao's wedding. She and Chan got ready and went together. Both thought they looked very cool, but in reality, they looked rather funny. At the wedding, Shia teased, "Good Shabby, you came with your boyfriend." Chan was about to clarify, "I'm not her boyfriend, just a friend," but Shabby gave him a sharp look. Chan gave in and nodded, "Yes," in English with a playful glance. The two stared at each other, eyes wide and locked. When it was time to catch the bouquet, all the girls were excited, except Shabby. Shreya noticed this and deliberately threw the bouquet toward her. Shabby moved away quickly, avoiding the catch. Nearby, people chatted while Chan went to get some food. Shabby thought to herself, "They're married now, and they look so happy. But what about me? I wasn't happy before marriage, and I'm not happy now. Maybe this is just my destiny. Why should I lose weight or gain weight? Why should I care? I guess I'll live like this forever." Just then, Chan nudged her. "Try this wine. It's really good." At that moment, a man approached and handed out business cards. When he reached Shabby, he whispered in her ear, "Hello, little fat one." Shabby froze, confused. Fat? That was only in my past life, not this one. Then how does she know about the insolent constable? She gets surprised and curious to hear this. After which, she comes out of the school in her school uniform. Along with that, she is also called to investigate. After investigating, she suddenly says that I was here. Shabby says that when I went to the wedding yesterday, I started missing school by seeing everyone here. Just because of this, after which, they go to their school here. And here, Shabby was telling him that you were in the classroom next to mine, but never. I didn't even know about you here. If I knew, we could have created so many memories together. John says that what happened if you didn't create it earlier, we will create it now. And holding his hand, he starts getting scared and starts creating memories. Tired, they lie down here in the ground. And here, John is looking at Shabby. Kadavi comes down there and says that what you guys are roaming outside, you should also have a lecture, and he takes them to the professor. The moment the professor sees them, he recognizes them, and they talk a lot. After that, when they are leaving, Shabby starts saying that I have to go back to my work. My holidays are over. Chan says that there is something that you have to do before the holiday. Shaim also says that yes, I have to buy a big house here, where there should be a nice garden and yard in the center. Then all my wishes will be fulfilled here. Chan immediately takes me to such a place that after that, Shyam also starts looking at the house and garden while running here and there like a kid. Here, John asks him how he liked the house. Shabby says that the house is very nice, but there are some things that will not happen here and there, so the house will be perfect. John says that it is strange that you like this house. I have purchased this house here, so I just came to show you whether you like it or not, and I wish you could live with me in this house. Shabby says that I don't understand anything. John says that if you can live with me in this house, this future can be such that whenever you get tired of your job and you want to live a peaceful life, which you can do by staying here, I won't have any objection. And Shami says yes to him. John says, don't say yes by getting impulsive. You can take as much time as you want. Anyway, the doors of this house are always open for you. Shami thinks about it here and says, let's shift all the statues here in this house. After which, they start recreating the house in a new way together. But as soon as Shabby steps on a table, he gets a sprain in his leg. So here Chan starts applying medicine to his legs. And then his closeness becomes a bit more, where Chan once again starts looking like the most handsome person. But he pulls himself out of the dream. Then sitting outside, they were enjoying their tea time. Chan asks him, What do you want to do? Shabby says, I have thought about it, that I will write a novel here. And this novel is going to be about a 17-year-old boy who is very fat. Later on, there is a mistress who wishes that she could go to the past and change her life. And it really happens. After changing her life in the past, in the end, she will marry the love of her life. Shabby is imagining herself in all these thoughts, asking Chan, tell me, who will be her love? Shabby sits thinking, and at the time of marriage, she can only see Arsim and Chan in front of her eyes. And here they kiss too, but she comes out of her delirium and says, I don't know, I haven't thought about it yet, but I'm still working ahead. After that, Chan asks her, I want to keep a housewarming party. Are you comfortable with that? Shabby says, yes, it's your house, but it's good that you are asking permission from me. Get used to it. After that, she notices Zhao and Chan there. Then she goes to Chan, who is looking at a painting. He looks at the painting and asks her, have you kept this painting until now? Shabby gets confused here. How does Chan know about this painting? But in the meantime, Shri comes there, and then Chan goes away. After that, everyone leaves after the heartwarming party. Here, Shabby starts telling Chan about that painting. Chan asks, why do you feel like you like her here? Shabby gets angry and says, do I look like the type of girl whose marriage has been done and still likes someone else? And here they have a fight. Later, she is sitting alone, thinking about all these things. She had sent a lot of texts to Chan, but Chan had neither seen nor replied to her. In the meantime, she hears someone coming, so she thinks Chan must have come now. But it is not Chan. It's a friend of Chan, who tells Shabby that yesterday Chan and Shia's divorce happened. Shabby gets confused and says, how can this happen all of a sudden? Her friend says, I don't know, but he has been coming to my house for a few days. I already understood that something must have happened between them, that they really divorced. After that, Shabby goes to meet Chan. Chan just says, I was not happy in this life at all, so I had to take this decision for myself. And here he asks Shabby, why did you confess your feelings to me? Shabby says, just so that I don't have any regrets in the future. But there was nothing like that between us. In the meantime, Chan bravely tells Shabby that he likes her. And here, Shabby throws water on his face. After that, Neha and Farhan go to meet Shia with drinks. Shia says, it seems you found out everything. He has been liking you since school days, and I don't think Farhan will be able to move on anytime soon. Shabby replies, look, she can change too. You don't know what's going to happen today or tomorrow. But don't stress too much about it. Shia says, sometimes I feel very jealous of you because your relationship is so stable. Shabby asks, relationship? Shia replies, yes, I have been liking you since school time, and now you two are together. Hearing this, Shabby gets confused and says, how is that possible? Then Shia says, the letter in which the H word was written and the bouquets that an anonymous person gave you, all of that was done by Shabby. Didn't you know? Shabby goes to look for Shabby. Shabby is about to run away as soon as he sees Shabby, but Shabby asks him to drink with him. While drinking, they later go for a walk. Shabby says, look, if you are hiding something, tell me. I won't scold you or say no. But Shabby says nothing. After that, Shabby himself says to the group, enough. Listen, friends. From now on, you and I will be in a relationship. Chan says, you don't have to do this forcefully. Shabby replies, forcefully? You have been liking me for so long. I have been liking you for so long. I thought you just wanted to be friends, so I never said anything. When I found out otherwise, I stepped back. Then, happily, they start going home together. After that, they start dating each other. They eat together, watch movies together, and do everything as a couple. But here, Shabby got curious about the person who came and cut him off. So she goes to meet him, whose name is Zayn. Zayn starts saying that my dad didn't tell you anything. Shabby says that your dad, I don't know anything about him. Meanwhile, the seam on his wrist. She sees a jade stone which is in the alley of her and Chan, after which he starts telling her that it seems Chan didn't tell you that he also had a rebound. Hearing this, she gets shocked and goes to meet Chan, where they start arguing because here Shabby was chasing Chan with blessings. But Chan never made this move himself, nor did he make any efforts without knowing that both of them have been raped here. After this, she gets angry and starts going from there, where we are told the past story about her past life. When Shabi was fat here, and even in the evening, a lot of people used to bully her in her school. But Shabi used to come here and save him. That's when their closeness grew. After that, he told Chan about Han, and Chan gave him the courage to propose him. But as soon as Shabi was about to cross the road to propose him, a car came and hit her. After that, a girl named Shabi does not exist in the world. And here Chan was left alone in her memories. Where Johnny renovates such a gemstone which connects one world to another. Although half of the people find all these things useless. But we see his professor here who was surprised to see Shabi. And that professor also has the same gemstone in his hands, which he believes in this reincarnation. And Johnny did all this so that he can go near him and bring Shabi back, so that he can stop him from proposing to her. That's why Jahan gave him that bouquet, so that he doesn't go to Han and propose to her, so that the car doesn't come and hit him, in front of which he saves her, but still, he is always around her as a masked man and as an unknown person to save her. Secondly, Shabi was going in anger that in the meantime, he sees his professor, who is Zane's dad, and he has the same gemstone in his hand. And Professor Yaba Shabi tells Shabi everything, where Shabi runs to Chan and goes to apologize to him. And Yaba Chan also explains everything to him, after which they restart their life again. And with this, the drama ends here. Please don't forget to subscribe.